Look at your phone. No messages. The silence feels heavier today. Scroll past smiling faces online. Your chest tightens without permission. Society calls that silence a defect. It says you are broken. But what if solitude is not failure, but a filter? What if your mind rejects the artificial the way lungs reject smoke? There is an old pattern. As something sharpens, its circle narrows. Sheep cluster for comfort. Tigers move alone, clean and quiet. If you are here, you have felt out of place for years. You tried to fit in. You tried the mask. It never stayed. Today we dissect 7 rare traits of people who walk alone. Not cute quirks. Adaptations that protect focus, truth, and autonomy. By the end, your small circle will make sense finally. And you will stop treating solitude like a sentence. You are not missing people. You are missing compatible frequency. Average rooms punish depth. They reward smiles, not honest perception. So your mind learned a new rule. Select, then connect. Selection looks like solitude from the outside. Inside, it is strategy. Your standards scare average people because standards expose shortcuts. When you refuse shortcuts, you quietly raise the price of entry. Trait 1 is hyperacute pattern recognition, the built-in lie detector. Most people listen to words and accept them as comfort. You watch behavior, timing, eyes, tone, micro shifts that expose intent. A compliment without warmth feels wrong to you instantly. Agreement with shaky voice registers as caution, not support. Psychologists call it thin slicing. You see patterns fast, early. For others, gatherings are fun. For you, they are noisy data. You notice the performance behind smiles and polite laughter. When you see the act, joining it feels like wearing borrowed skin. People sense your observation. They feel seen and they dislike it. They call you intense, hard to read, too quiet in groups. What they mean is simple. You reflect what they hide. Sometimes you did not lose friends. You exposed them. Your solitude is the price of clarity. Clarity rarely gets applause. After loud rooms, you feel tired because you process too much. You are not antisocial. You are allergic to misalignment. Trait 2 is intolerance for social entropy, the addiction to depth. Most conversation is recycled noise, weather, gossip, safe complaints. To you, shallow talk is not polite. It is time theft. You have a high need for cognition, a hunger for meaning. You want ideas, systems, futures, causes, consequences, hidden motives. Bring those topics to a table and the room often retreats. They change the subject. They laugh. They label you too serious. So you face a choice. Pretend or protect your energy. Many choose pretending. You chose silence, and silence costs friends. You are a deep-sea diver in a world of wading pools. Do not apologize for depth. Oceans do not apologize for being deep. Depth also means you can sit in silence without needing entertainment. That scares people who need constant noise to feel alive. Trait 3 is an autoimmune response to control, the refusal to conform. Most groups have unwritten rules like tiny kingdoms with soft laws. Believe this, hate that, attend this, approve that, laugh on cue. The herd instinct demands agreement, even when agreement is false. Some people accept the lie for belonging. You cannot. When compliance is demanded, your nervous system flags danger. You require reasons, proof, logic, and consistent standards. That makes you unusable to manipulators who collect nodding faces. They label you difficult, arrogant, stubborn, or disloyal. They expect loneliness to train you back into obedience, but you do not crawl back. You build in the quiet. You traded popularity for sovereignty. Sovereignty is lonely but real. Autonomy makes you hard to recruit into group moods and group wars. So they call you cold. Really, you are simply self-directed. Trait 4 is the architect obsession, the urge to build something serious. Most people treat life like a waiting room for weekends. They use friends to pass time. You feel time as a wound. You are here to build skill, art, body, business, philosophy. Deep work requires long focus. Long focus reduces social bandwidth. You cannot build a cathedral and host parties every night, so you start saying no. No bars, no noise, no drifting. Invitations slow down. Then they stop. The filter is working. People take it personally. They assume you think you are better. You are not better. You are occupied by a vision. Sometimes you are in metamorphosis, rebuilding from the inside out. A cocoon is quiet. It is not punishment. It is process. Stay in the dark long enough to earn your wings. Building seasons are lonely. They always were, in every era. The builders you admire rarely had crowded calendars. Trait 5 is the unconscious mirror, the way your calm triggers projection. Have you entered a room and felt dislike before speaking? Some people project their shadow onto anyone who stays contained. Your silence amplifies their inner noise. Your boundaries reveal theirs. Your self-sufficiency highlights their hunger for approval. Shame often turns into hostility, so they push you away. Many friendships run on mutual illusions and traded comfort. You do not sign that contract. You ask for responsibility. You ask, how will you fix it, instead of feeding excuses. That breaks the script, so you become the villain in their story. Being the villain in a weak story is not an insult. It is proof you kept reality when others rented it. Trait 6 is temporal displacement, living ahead of your environment. The herd lives inside the now, the next snack, scroll, drama. Your mind simulates consequences 5 years out, then 10. You see habits becoming outcomes, choices becoming chains, comfort becoming cost. Friends say relax. You hear the future asking for structure. You speak in timelines. They speak in moods. The clocks misalign. It feels like talking to someone asleep while you are awake. They call you paranoid until the forecast becomes weather. Then they want your foresight. But you already moved forward. The future is lonely because few arrive early. When you plan long-term, small drama feels like sand in gears. You choose fewer conversations, but they run deeper and cleaner. Trait 7 is the autotelic engine, the ability to run from inside. Most people need outside fuel, praise, attention, constant validation. Remove the audience and many people lose their direction fast. You are different. The work itself feeds you. You read because you need to know, not to impress. You train because strength is identity, not social currency. You create because ideas pressure your mind until they become real. This makes you resistant to social leverage, praise, and exclusion. They offer attention as a reward. You do not chase it. They offer silence as punishment. You use it as space. A person who needs little cannot be steered easily. So some people keep distance. They feel no handle on you. Now combine the traits and the pattern becomes obvious. You see masks. You refuse noise. You resist control. You build. You trigger projection. You live ahead. You run on internal fuel. That does not create a loser. It creates a sovereign in exile. Your mind rejected domestication, so the village felt unsafe. But there is a trap. Isolation can turn into self-doubt. Stay alone too long, and the mind can loop on itself. You may lower standards just to buy temporary warmth. You may wear the mask again and call it connection. Do not do that. The mask room loneliness is heavier than solitude. So reframe solitude as a laboratory, not a prison. Time and silence are rare resources. Use them like builders do. Step 1 is radical acceptance of your standards. If you require depth, do not trade it for cheap company. Hunger is not a reason to eat mental garbage. Step 2 is signal strategy. Become a beacon through excellence. Lighthouses do not chase ships, they shine. Ships find them. Build your craft. Sharpen your body, clarify your philosophy. Outliers notice signals. Your future allies are working, not performing. Step 3 is the mask of sanity, used lightly and strategically. Be polite. Use small talk as a tool, not a home. Protect your inner world. Share it only with earned access. Meaning is expensive. It costs comfort. It costs easy belonging. Comfort is cheap because it asks nothing from your potential. Meaning asks everything. That is why most people avoid it. But the payoff is a life that is actually yours. Look at the empty chair across from you. It is reserved. Reserved for truth, loyalty, depth, the rare few who can meet you. Do not fill it with noise. Honor the space until it fits. You are not lonely. You are early at the meeting point. Hold the standards. Keep building. Let the right minds arrive.